morning, friends. Happy Monday. Do you journal? Deb and I both journal and just find it so powerful. I know I started journaling when I was probably in middle school, and it was always one of those things, dear diary, that you're going to do every day. Never happened. But I think the times that I used it the most was when I was feeling like I just didn't know what I was supposed to be doing, or if I was upset about something. Um, if I couldn't sleep in the middle of the night, a lot of times if I just wrote down everything that I was thinking just to get it out of my brain and onto a page, then I could sleep. I wish that worked now because I don't have things going through my head. I just don't sleep. But that's a different story, different time. But I was talking to a woman recently, and we were just talking about journaling and even just asking questions in the journal, um, things that you're wondering about, and giving yourself kind of time to write out what that is. I like journaling because it doesn't you don't have to be writing anything profound. No one ever has to see it. It's just a way of getting the thoughts down on page, and it's helpful.
Hmm. I think that's the biggest thing. I think sometimes we think of journaling, we're like, I don't have the time for it. I don't want to write that much. But, and we don't have to. Sometimes I'll just bullet things that I'm thinking about, or I'll just jot down a couple words, or sometimes I get started and then then I just keep going. I
Right.
think a lot of things, it's just the starting, and then we're like, oh, okay. But it's great for self-reflection. And I don't do it every day. I started to and then kind of got out of it, and like you, Melanie, when I was younger, it was Dear Diary, I have a crush on blah, 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 or whatever. Or Dear Diary, I haven't written to you for 6 months. So sorry. Here I am again. It just is goofy stuff. Um, but now it's more like self-reflection, like, oh, I didn't even realize I was thinking that until I wrote it. And then is that real? Does that make sense? Would I say that to a friend of mine that I'm saying that to myself? Like, no. So, and then the girls gave me a gratitude journal for my birthday. So that's fun too. And
Yeah.
yeah, there's so many different ways we can journal. And it's just, I don't know, it is a good idea to just put our thoughts down. And I don't think I've really even reread mine. I know people do, but that would be interesting too, to reread, things from years ago.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I know. I was journaling during COVID, and one of the residents at Harrison said, I wish I journaled because this would be a time to reflect back on it. I've never gone back and read it either, but it would be interesting to see because I was here so much. I did
mhm.
probably journal every day during most of COVID, especially during the time that I wasn't back to the office yet. But um, but yeah, I pretty much have one now every year. I think since 2017, I kind of have a journal that I've done each year. And now I have one kind of for Sprightly and one for personal. So then depends on how I feel that morning. Which one am I doing?
Mhm.
Is it personal stuff? Is it things I want to remember for Sprightly? That becomes an issue too because then you just have like stuff. But but I figure wherever I put it down is important because it just gets it out of my head and I can,
Yep.
yeah.
I think that's more what it is. It doesn't matter. You don't need a fancy journal even. You don't need, once it's out of our head and on paper, a lot of times you can let it go. Or like I said, we're like, oh, I didn't even know I was thinking that. And that's not, a lot of our thoughts aren't real. I mean, they're real thoughts, but like, where did that come from? That's not a thing,
Yeah.
or would I say that to a friend of mine that I'm thinking about myself right now? No.
Right.
So why am I talking to myself that way? It's really interesting
It
when
is.
we actually put our thoughts down on paper, what we're thinking about. Like, oh,
Yeah. And I had a friend who said, that she was afraid to journal because she was afraid that somebody else would see her thoughts. But if you really are, if that's what's holding you back, as Deb and I said, we don't generally go back and reread it anyway. It's just a matter of getting it out. If it is something that you feel that someone would be hurt by if they did it, you can always write it and get rid of it right then and there.
hmm
And that's powerful too. I've done that on retreats and things like that, where you're just putting it down so you can let it go, and
hmm
that's it. Really does work well. And if you do that and you like, maybe you set it on fire, maybe you put it, rip it up and make confetti out of it or something, but a way to that you can visualize that thought then being let go.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would love to know if you journal in any way and share with us whether it's a gratitude journal or just like Deb and I were talking about, just way to get your thoughts out. We would love for you to share what that's like for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or if there's a journal that you've wanted to see happen and it's not available, like I kind of want to know that because I
Yeah.
think it'd be fun to create a journal. So, and I know you've already done that, Melly.
I did. Yeah, I'll put I have a gratitude journal that I did recently. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
put this out. I'll put the link for it.
Yay.
Yay. But yes, we would love to know. I really had fun creating that. So yeah, if you're looking for something specific, that'd be something that Deb and I would love to journal,
Mm-hmm.
create
That
one
would be
together.
very fun.
Yeah.
That'd be very fun. Yes. Good.
All right, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.